And I read your book, Promise Me, Dad, and it was a very emotional story of your late son, Beau. One thing that's top of mind is healthcare. And I remember you said in 2016 with CNN that Obama offered to pay for some of the medical expenses because you were considering selling your home in Delaware. And for a lot of people, they're struggling and they don't have that ability. Why is an incremental approach building on Obamacare?
There's nothing incremental. Let's get this straight. The most profound change in healthcare in America has happened with Obamacare. I can make sure everyone is covered with healthcare. We can reduce the price of drugs. We can reduce the cost of gold plans. We can limit deductibles to $1,000, and we can do it right away. We can get it done, and it covers everyone. And I promise you, when it passes, it's going to be revolutionary. You're going to see what happens. The idea you think we're going to pass a $30 trillion plan, raising taxes on working class people and middle class people, is just, at least Bernie's being honest about it. He's saying there's going to be a middle class tax increase. There's going to be an overall tax increase. We can get the same thing done quickly. Nothing incremental about it. It's getting it done.
And sorry,
We're at time.
I just had one. I just have to ask. With Promise Me, Dad, Beau made the promise, or Beau said, "Promise me, Dad, you're going to be okay," and you decided not to run for president. How are you emotionally ready right now? How have you been able?
I didn't answer your other question. Beau, the president didn't. Beau wasn't worried about whether or not we could pay the medical bills. We paid the medical bills, and he was able to pay the medical bills. He was a hero in the Army, came back after a year in Iraq with the Bronze Star, Conspicuous Service Medal. He had insurance. That's not the point. The point was, what we were worried about was that he was worried he'd have to leave his job. He was leave his job as Attorney General, and he had no savings. And the president was asking me, the only person I confided in about Beau's condition, because I had my responsibilities as vice president, was Barack, who was a friend. And the prospect, and I said, he asked me how he's doing. I said, it's rough. He's worried that he had aphasia. He's starting to lose his ability to recall proper nouns. And I said, he's worried that he may have to resign as Attorney General, and he has no savings. And I said, but I'm good. I'm good. I can sell I don't need the big house I have now. And he said, and I was pointing out the president's friendship and generosity to Beau. He said, no, Joe, I have the money. I'll take care of it, and you can pay me back whenever. We didn't have to do that at all. But my generic point, the reason I wrote about it is to show you what a big heart and how close Barack was to my family and how much he cared about it. But we did not. Now, here's the one thing about Obamacare you talk about. Had we not passed Obamacare, what would have been able to happen with the insurance companies, they could say when Beau had a death sentence, it was just a matter of how long he'd live, not whether he'd live. And so they could have come in and said, you've run out of coverage. Suffer in peace the next 5, 7, 8 months that you lived. That's what Obamacare did, prevented that from happening. Guaranteed that 20 million people who didn't have insurance before had it. Guaranteed that you had over 100 million people who in fact out there had pre-existing conditions and their kids couldn't be covered. That's what it did. Nothing incremental. Nothing incremental about it. And the way we beat Republicans like we did in the year when they don't agree with us, we go out and beat them, not by questioning their motive, by questioning their judgment. I went into 24 states with over 65 candidates, and we won back the House. We won back others because we ran on them against taking down Obamacare. And that's where my bottom line is. We're adding to Obamacare, building on it. We can get it done now and not have to wait forever.